Hey there, this is James, and we're back here at the affiliate tools page and training for Maverick Moneymakers. And right here, we're on step number 2. This is video number 2 here. It's a good step. It's important. It's called setting up a domain name, and it's a good long video for what it is. So let me just dive right into it here.
Hi there, this is Mac. In this video I'm going to walk through how to set up domain name forwarding. Now for those of you who are watching this video, there could be one of two things that are going through your mind right now. One is you're probably wondering, well, what is domain name forwarding? And the second one is you may know what domain name forwarding is, but you're probably wondering, how can it benefit you? How can it make you more money? So let's go ahead and clear both of those questions up. The first question is what is domain name forwarding? Is if you're going to promote Maverick Moneymakers as an affiliate, you are going to be setting up a ClickBank account, and you would be obtaining a ClickBank nickname, alright? And if you watched the video before this one, you have already done that, I hope. So once you have set up your ClickBank account, got your ClickBank nickname, and then you're going to be going over to the Affiliate Tools Center. Now, this is if you're going to promote Maverick Moneymakers as an affiliate. So once you get to the Affiliate Tools Center, and if you scroll down, you'll see there's an area I put in here called Your Link. And this is going to show you an example of what your link is going to be that you're going to have to send people to or get people to go to get credit whenever they join. Alright? So you can see where it says XXX. This is where it would be your ClickBank nickname that you set up with your ClickBank account. So if you look at this domain name, it's one that is very hard to remember. I mean, who in their right mind is going to be, let's say, at a coffee shop, and if you're telling somebody about Maverick Moneymakers and that they should join, obviously because then you're going to get credit when they join, you're not going to say, oh, go to http nickname.maverick66.hop.clickbank.net. Nobody's going to remember that. And sure, you could put this in emails, you could put this in your actual pay-per-click advertising and stuff like that, where they don't have to need to know that. They're just going to be clicking on a URL, but you need to use domain name forwarding if you want to be serious about this business. Now, that brings me to the next question that you might be asking is, okay, what you know what domain name forwarding is, then you're probably wondering, well, how can it benefit you? How can it make you more money? Well, very simple. If you go to, let's say, GoDaddy, and I just am going to use GoDaddy as my example because I use them for all of my domain names, and you can create or buy a .com domain name that is very easy to remember, and then you're going to set up domain name forwarding. So when somebody goes to this domain name, they're automatically going to be forwarded, which is another term of saying redirected, to whatever other domain name that you want them to go to. So for this example, if you're going to promote Maverick Moneymakers and this is going to be your affiliate link through ClickBank, then you're going to be using this affiliate link as your domain name that you're going to be forwarding to. Okay? So if you're confused by now, by all means back up this video and watch it again, because it can be confusing for those that are just getting started, but once you understand it, it's very easy. And I'm going to actually show you how to find really good domain names for this, and then how to set up domain name forwarding. Okay? So now that you understand all that, then you come back to, let's say, GoDaddy, and now it's when you're actually going to have to come up with some names. Alright? Now this is the tough part. This is where a lot of people tend to fail, and I'm going to show you how not to fail. So when setting up a domain name, I'm going to give you a couple criteria that you need to follow, and don't ask questions and don't wonder. Just if you follow this criteria, it's going to do very well for you. There's going to be 3 items. The first item is that you always want to get a .com. The reason why you want to get a .com is because it's very easy for people to remember, and now browsers today, they're actually integrated to where if someone goes to the URL bar and types in Google, it's automatically going to take them to google.com. It's not going to take them to google.net, it's not going to take them to google.biz or .gov or .org or .me or .info. It's going to take them to google.com. It's the default. It's the basic branding of a domain name. So stick with the .com. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is to never use hyphens. The reason why you never want to use hyphens, and an example for that is, let's say you could do Maverick-money-makers.com. Now that might look like a nice domain name, and it's got good keywords in it if you're promoting Maverick Moneymakers. But if you're at a coffee shop or if you're at a bookstore and you're telling someone about a club, you're not going to. It's hard for someone to remember. Okay, yeah, just go to www.maverick-money-makers.com. It's like, what? Back up. They have to get out a notepad. They have to write it down because they're going to forget the dashes. And that is rule number 2. Rule number 3 is to never use numbers. The reason for that is that people simply, they don't remember numbers as easy as they can remember simple words. So you don't want to do like Maverick Moneymakers, or let's take out the dashes. You don't want to do, Maverick Moneymakers, 478 or something like that, because yeah, it might be available and it might look like a simple domain name, but just skip numbers because it's hard for people to remember. So those are the 3 rules to follow. Now that you understand that, now it's time to come up with a good domain name that you can brand for yourself. So if you're going to promote Maverick Moneymakers as an affiliate, I recommend using the words Maverick Moneymakers, because once you start getting traffic and people going to that domain name, it's going to start getting indexed in Google, and it's going to rise higher up in Google. And when people go to Google and they just type in Maverick Moneymakers in Google, your domain name is likely going to come up in the listings because you have Maverick Moneymakers in your actual name. Alright? So that this gets into SEO and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep everything really simple, just, so stay with me. So use the name Maverick Moneymakers, and you can take off the S if you want. You can use Maverick Moneymaker. Well, obviously MaverickMoneymakers.com is not available because I own that domain name, because that's where all this is. But this is where you can come up with other ideas. So you can type in, Maverick Moneymakers Society, and you can go ahead and hit enter. And then it's going to say, well, sorry, MaverickMoneymakersSociety.com is already taken. And then it's going to give you some options here. It's going to say, oh, wait, use a domain buy agent to get this name, or wait, you can back order. Don't fall into these kind of traps where it's giving you the vision that you could get this domain name, because I've registered Maverick Moneymaker, if someone had registered MaverickMoneymakersSociety.com, they could register for 2, 3, 4 years, 10 years, whatever, and it's going to be a long time before that actually comes back on the market. So don't deal with trying to back order or anything like that. You simply want to find a domain name that is already available for you to buy. Okay? So you can scroll down once you've typed it in and saw this awful red text saying it's taken. You can scroll down and see it's going to show you some other domain names that are available. And you can see you can get a .biz domain name. Well, obviously don't buy .biz because that's rule number 1. You need to stick with a .com. So don't buy any of those. And it's going to show you premium domain names. These are domain names you could actually purchase. It's somebody that has these domain names and then they're just trying to put a dollar figure on it and sell it. Okay, so you don't want to get into any of these if you don't have the money. So don't worry about that if you don't want to. And you can see there's going to be additional domain names, and this is where it's going to give you additional ideas, and by tacking, they're going to tack on additional suffixes to what you typed in. So you can see MaverickMoneymakersSocietyOnline.com is available. Well, I don't know about you, but to me that's a long domain name to remember. It's a long domain name to tell people about. So, sometimes these are good recommendations. You could just type in Maverick Moneymakers and then see what kind of things that they recommend to you and go to that if you'd like. But in this video, I'm just going to show you the basics on how to find just really good ones. So, my trick is you want to type in the name, Maverick Moneymakers, and then start coming up with really creative suffixes like society, but that was taken, and come up with good suffixes until there is one available. And just to get ideas, open up a dictionary. Start going through a dictionary and come up with,
Okay, I wanted to just pause that for right now because it is a long video here. And you've got some ideas right here now, and we'll do another video to get the rest of this video, kind of captured and so forth. But anyway, that's the start of things, and then the next video, Mac will go through of how to forward that domain, or you can see it in GoDaddy. It's pretty darn easy, but that'll be coming up here.